evening, and welcome. Nick, you may be asking, and to that I would say, yes, it's me. Nick, what is different about this video? If you're wondering. Oh gosh. Well, I'm standing up. You just saw my foot. I'm standing up in this video. But let's change it up a little bit. How about I invite you into my world? Welcome to Nick's world. Welcome to No Chicken Nick's world. I thought we would just explore my aloneness in this room together for a while. So welcome. How's it going? Okay, I need it. So I've got this, and I thought yeah. And I thought we would just talk for a while. And okay. It's not important. Let's get cracking. How about it? So first of all, how is everybody? Are we all doing well? Good. You know what I've been thinking a lot about? It's just me, just here alone. And this was something I was talking about earlier today. I was just thinking, okay, so imagine you go to a coffee shop, right? And they've got a bunch of different coffees. They've got teas. They've got, some of them have smoothies now. That's out of their reach, probably, right? It's got like all the, you can have an Americano or a Frappuccino, or you could have a lovely Pekoe tea. How about it? Or an Earl Grey tea. But you go in there, and there's also, and now they sell milk. Okay, so milk, so this is what I was talking about. So milk is a commodity. Milk is something that, regardless of where you buy it, it's pretty much the same. It's gasoline, eggs, children. Where it doesn't matter, you can go anywhere, you're pretty much going to get the same product. You can't bargain for the quality of gasoline, but the actual product of gasoline is pretty much the same wherever you go. Same thing for eggs. Sure, you have cage-free eggs, and you have like chocolate-covered eggs. Pretty much wherever you go, you're gonna be getting eggs. And milk is kind of the same way. I mean, there's very little you can do to milk to sell your product, like to make it better, right? I hate that. I hate sharpening a pencil and then being able to pull the lead out. But imagine now you go into a coffee shop and milk is just like gas, but instead of it coming out of a pump from the ground, that's not for sure how gas works. But now you're gonna go into a coffee shop and it's gonna be like, oh, would you like 2% or like leaded or unleaded? Would you like 2% milk or whole milk or like reduced fat milk? I think milk is pretty much just fat and water. But anyway, so you would walk into a coffee shop or something, and it would be just like pumping gas. You would go up and there would be a box, and it would have like a hose coming out of it, basically like a gas pump would. And you would select what kind of milk you wanted, and it would be a giant box in the middle of a coffee shop, and you would say what kind of milk you want. Actually, for all intents and purposes, I think it would have to be just unpasteurized, fresh, whole milk. You would pick up a glass, and you would take the little pump nozzle, and you would put it in the glass just like you were pumping gas, and you would just crank it. I don't know how, but you would just crank it, and it would just fill the glass up with milk. It would probably be kind of warm. Ugh. It's not sounding like a great idea, but it's because you would be pumping it. The nozzle would be connected to a hose. It would be connected to the box. Inside the box there would be a cow. Every coffee shop gets a cow now, so it pumps from the udder, and you get fresh milk. It would have to be fresh milk, but I think that's healthy. I think farmers do that all the time. They're just like suckle on the teat, if you will. Ugh. That is what it's called, right? So yeah, so that's basically my milk idea. That's pretty much it fleshed out. Obviously, nobody should try it right now. Shelter in place. Everybody stay at home. Don't go get fresh cow milk. That's just sort of one idea I've been, sort of workshopping. This one's actually a brand new pencil. This has never been sharpened before, but it needs to be sharpened so I can use it. So just while I'm thinking about it. So this is okay, so another thing I've been thinking about a lot is, has anybody ever seen the movie The Muppets Take Manhattan? Okay, so if you haven't, it's not really important. And this is full, so you know what that means. It's time to dump it out. I already know as soon as I post this, somebody's gonna get in the comments being like, I hate the fact that you sharpened all those unsharpened pencils. It made me want to barf. It made me physically cringe, because that's how you guys talk on the internet. You're like, oh, it literally made me gag. Lol. Don't say that. I'm doing this for me because I'm gonna use these pencils, so, and pretty soon too. So if you haven't seen the movie The Muppets Take Manhattan, it's not really that important. There's a scene in the movie The Muppets Take Manhattan where they go to this, I'm pretty sure it's in Muppets Take Manhattan. Anyway, they go to this sort of Greek diner. I haven't watched this movie in so long. The specifics of why are not important, but they're like talking about how, you know, they're worried that the band's gonna break up. It's the Muppets band. They're like, we're worried it's gonna break up. We're not gonna be able to do our Broadway show or whatever. I don't really remember the plot. They ask like the short order cook or whatever it is. I guess he's also the manager. It's a very small Greek diner. Call him over to the table because he's become really good friends with him. And they're like, it's like Kermit's like, Mr. Diner Man, do you have any advice for us? And basically he like comes over to the table. I don't forget. They're having some other dialogue, and he just goes, he has this line. I love it. He goes, peoples is peoples. And that's all he says to him, and then he just like walks off. Anyway, all that to say, where I live, there's no Greek diner. And again, nobody should be going out right now, but this is something I have been thinking about a lot. We need a place that you can just, People say I do this thing where when I'm talking about something that I think is cool, you know, I'm passionate about it, but also I think it's like salt of the earth kind of, like rough and tumble. I do this right here, and I go, and it's true, I've actually noticed I do this. Anyway, we need a Greek diner where I live. A short order cook is standing, you know, behind the counter or whatever, and you know, and they're like, what do you want? You have to plan it in your head. You got to be like, I don't know, like a Reuben. I want a pastrami sandwich, you know. What kind of coffee you take? Just kidding. Black, always black. That's the only kind of coffee we serve here at this hardcore, greasy spoon, hole in the wall Greek diner. But we don't have one of those, and you have to establish that. They have to have lived in the city for like 40 years, and they have to have always cooked their hummus the same way or whatever. You can't just start one. But you should be able to. And it bothers me that we don't have one. You've seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding? It's a great movie, because there's so many people named Nick in it. I've been thinking a lot about this. It needs to have like a bunch of old like pictures on the walls of like celebrities that just never ate there, you know? But it would just have like pictures of Elvis and Johnny Cash on the walls, and you'd be like, did they eat here? And the you know, manager would be like, no, just like, you know, like that would be great. Also, they need to be able to serve just like a couple of dishes that just aren't, like if they're serving mostly Greek dishes, they need to just have like a few dishes that just are not that at all. I'll tell you this much, I'm almost out of pencils left to sharpen. I never was able to sharpen pencils from the years of like 1st grade to like 9th grade. Like I would start, unless it was an electric pencil sharpener, I would just start it and then like, and I would break it. Over just the self-isolation, over just quarantine, I have discovered something that when I tell you deathly afraid of. I did not know I had this fear. I don't know what it is, but I think we need to talk about it. And so without further ado, let's come with me, follow me, to Nick's Fear Corner. We're gonna go. So, I'm just gonna get comfortable if you don't mind. So basically, move. Oh gosh, wait. Just sit like right here or something, just for now. So I've realized, so I have a fear. You know, it's called either like an eyelash applicator tool or an eyelash clamp or an extension applicator or an extension clamp. It goes by all these names. It's basically, you take, okay, so basically it looks like scissors. Like scissors on one side. It's got places to put your fingers in, and you squeeze it, and you do it next to your eye. So you like clamp it onto your real eyelashes with a bunch of mascara on them, or I think just mostly if you wear extensions for your eyelashes. I couldn't tell you why this is, but I've seen videos of people using them a bunch of times recently. It strikes a deep fear in me. It's not dangerous. Ladies, some men, some people use it, you know, and it's not dangerous. I don't think it can hurt you, but it's terrifying. And if you look up a video of somebody doing it, which if I can, I think there will be one here, maybe? I don't know. If you look up a video of somebody doing it, it looks like a medieval torture device. I don't know. And just something else, the whole thing about it, and just watching it go on somebody's eyelashes and then closing their eyes and then like scissoring towards their eye with the device, it incites my fight or flight. I do both. I both run and punch. So that's been a real problem. I don't know, where does it come from? Is it trauma maybe from, you know, growing up in the greater Los Angeles Housewives filming area? I don't know. Is it just a deep-seated fear of sort of show makeup? Probably that. Or the most likely answer is just I don't like things being near people's eyes. That's valid, right? That's gotta be. Okay, so I've let you in a little bit on my fears. I know I seem like a really tough guy. I know I seem like nothing can get to me. Nothing can cause me any worry, any panic. The things that don't scare me, just so you know, hair bumps, stiletto heels, mascara, no problem. Well, a little bit mascara. Lipstick, great. It's not a cosmetic, it's not a cosmetic phobia. It's just this device, awful device. I see it, I don't want to see it. She was, I bless the rains down in Africa. When you go and pump gas, you're not mining. It's creepy.